Of the many very good fights that are happening in October, one of them is taking place October 24th. Gervonta Tank Davis against Leo Santa Cruz. It's going to be for the WBA super featherweight and WBA lightweight title, which is very odd. Reminds me of fights back in the day with Tony Canzoneri and Bonnie Ross, when guys used to fight for titles from multiple weights, so that's kind of cool. But it's going to be contested at 130 pounds, super feather, and that will help Leo Santa Cruz. And it might be making life a bit more difficult right now for Gervonta Tank Davis, who has become a bit of a porker during the pandemic. I don't know what his eating habits are. I don't know if it's partly just his physiology, but he's having to get rid of a bit of timber right now before he gets on the scales. He's at an age around mid-20s where he can probably get away with it, but it might play a factor, particularly when you factor in Santa Cruz's work rate. This guy often finishes 12-round fights having thrown over 1,000 punches. That is his clear weapon in this fight. A lot of people, you could say the smart money, are expecting the power punches of Tank Davis from the southpaw stance, ripping in that left uppercut to do the business. But Santa Cruz will be expecting this, of course, and he does keep his hands high. If he can weather the early storms and the mid-storms and start to tire Davis, that is where it gets interesting. Because of his recent fluctuation in weight and just his general personality, he strikes me more as a kind of Adrian Broner type of guy. Certainly more than a Floyd Mayweather. I'm not sure how maturely he approaches boxing. Is he a guy who's going to get out of shape frequently in between fights? You know, that puts miles on the clock? I don't know. Certainly at his age, 24, 25, he is not the saint that Mayweather was in the gym. And that could prove a problem in this fight if he doesn't get rid of Santa Cruz. Now, of course, Tank Davis is Mayweather's prodigy, maybe his main one. And as such, I am expecting him to approach this fight with more maturity than he did against Gamboa, where he got worse as the fight went along. He fell in love with his power and he just about got the job done. But he continually tried to one-shot him, which is an ugly way of going about your work. I expect Tank Davis to pick his moments in this fight against Santa Cruz. I don't think it's going to be easy, but I think he picks his shots, he conserves himself, and he has the more highlight reel head-snapping shots that allow him, I think, to win a unanimous decision. I'm not so sure he gets the KO here, because Santa Cruz is very tough and he just loves to go to war. It's hard to imagine the smiling Santa Cruz, who has been in a lot of tough fights, just laying on the floor. It's tempting to want to believe that when you see somebody who can look so good as Tank Davis in the moment when he takes people out. But Santa Cruz, you can't forget, is a capable guy. No, he may not have looked spectacular in recent years. He may have lost some momentum after that rematch victory against Carl Frampton. I agree, he has. But he's no dummy and he's no bum. So I think he'll weather the early onslaughts. He'll make life difficult. But Davis will fight a smart fight. Look for the spot, ping his head back with the uppercut and the hook, and win a decision. What do you think? Does that sound on the money? Or do you completely disagree?